week 11 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few guards I look to buy and trade for this week. The first guy, Buddy Hield of the Indiana Pacers. So Buddy Hield, it's been a down season for him, no doubt about it, this year with the Pacers, and his points per game definitely dropped off, and even his three-point scoring as well. Obviously, when you got guys like Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner is big-time scorers as well, your touches per game are going to drop off, and your scoring as well. So on the season, 12.7 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 2.8 threes a game, and 43% from the field for Hield. But the last couple weeks, he's really struggled even more, 11.6 points a game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 38% from the field. So Buddy Hield, we know he's a streaky scorer, no doubt about it, three-point shooter. And we saw over the last couple seasons with the Kings before he got traded to the Pacers last year. So the last few games for Buddy Hield, December 30th versus the Knicks, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and assist, a steal with 66% from the field. January 1st, the Bucks, he didn't do anything in that one, got shut out. No points, 3 rebounds, 0 for 6 from the field. And January 3rd versus the Bucks again, 10 points, a steal, 2 threes, 37% from the field. So Buddy Hield right now, like I mentioned, he's not getting as many touches. The last couple games, he's only averaged 7 field goal attempts per game, which isn't great here for Buddy Hield. But we know once he gets going and he could get that 3-ball more consistent, he's a guy that could definitely put up 20, 25 points per game in a short span. So right now, while Buddy Hield really hasn't done much, and I know he's the third or fourth option in this Pacer offense, even though this Pacer team, they're putting up pretty much every game 120 points or more here. Buddy Hield's a buy low candidate this week, and to be honest, I don't think you got to really give up much to get him on your roster. The next guard I'd look to buy and trade for is Jrue Holiday of the Boston Celtics. His first season in Boston, obviously, his numbers have gone down. Is Jrue Holiday a lot from Milwaukee last season as being the number 2 option to being even the third or fourth option now with Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, and Holiday, a loaded team, no doubt about it, in Boston. 12.9 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.9 threes, and 45% from the field. So obviously, when you got good players, like I mentioned, your numbers are going to drop off, but I think Holiday could start bumping up the stats as the season goes on here, and especially the assists. Last season for Holiday, he averaged 7.4 assists a game. Tony at 4.8, it's a huge drop off as well. So right now, well, he's been a solid player, no doubt about it, for the Celtic team. In terms of fantasy basketball, his numbers have declined big time. And he's another guy I think you could go out there and, got to trade the farm to get him. December 28th versus Detroit, 12 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, a steal, 44% from the field. December 29th versus Toronto, 15 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, 3 threes, 33% from the field. And January 2nd at the Thunder in a tough loss in that one, 7 points, 5 boards, 7 assists, a steal, 2 threes, 25% from the field. And another thing I'll take into consideration here, Porzingis, he's going to get injured at one point in this season where Holiday would have to step up and have the ball more in his hands. So right now, I know Porzingis playing great basketball, no doubt about it. He fits this Boston team well. But like I said, Porzingis each year, he's missed some decent time with injury. So this season, I think once again that'll happen, and Jrue Holiday's going to get the basketball a little bit more, and I think he'll put up numbers. So right now, well, his numbers have been pedestrian for the most part, and rightfully so. When you got options like that on your team, I think he's a buy low player this week. In the third and final guard I look to buy and trade for is Cam Thomas of the Brooklyn Nets. So Cam Thomas, he came out of the gates on fire the first month of the season, but the last few weeks here, he's definitely dropped off, and he's a pure scorer for this Brooklyn Net team. On the year, 20.8 points a game, 2.5 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 1.9 threes, and 43% from the field. But the last couple weeks, he hasn't done much. 13.4 points a game, 1.9 assists, not even averaging a 3 per game, and 35% from the field. So he's a streaky scorer, is Cam Thomas, no doubt about it, for this Brooklyn Net team. Especially the last 2 games, the numbers have dropped off here. So right now, where his minutes fell that off a little bit is Thomas in 2 games where they pretty much were blown out early and often in Brooklyn, and they played mostly the bench guys in these games here. And Cam Thomas with an 0 for 11 performance as well in one of these games. He's definitely a buy low because we see the upside. We've seen him drop 40-point games last season, this season already. And right now, while he hasn't done much the last couple weeks here, he's a buy low. December 31st at the Thunder, 20 points, a rebound, assist, a steal, 3 threes, 38% from the field. January 2nd, like I mentioned, the Pelicans 0 for 11 from the field, 2 rebounds, a steal. And January 3rd at Houston, only 4 points, 5 assists, a steal, and 0% from the field again, going 0 for 7 in that one. So he's definitely in a slump. But we know the upside with Cam Thomas. So right now, while he's slumping and his stats have definitely dropped off, he's a perfect buy low guard this week. So that's a few guards I look to buy and trade for week 11 of the fantasy basketball season.